Hello, hello, good morning. Good morning in this human world. In this human world, we are capable and we are unable. But what we are so able is creating division, identities, fear, anxiety, stress, and more fear. In this human world that we created, we've created the most horrendous problems that any species could ever face. Don't ask me why. Don't ask me why we are continuing to see human suffering, increased human suffering. There's two ways that humans could suffer: mentally and physically. The mental suffering is the most horrendous and most scarred and most sensitive of all. And that creates the most awful and most painful and most unable to express amount of physical scarring and pain. As you know, as you wake up to news maybe. You wake up to your own notifications and social media entertainment. This is not entertainment. This is information that is bringing you to feel in a position that you're becoming vulnerable to the information that you're receiving, fearful to the information you receive, reluctant, distressed, stressed, anxious, and unable to be a human being, as you do not know how to keep your mind and your body in the way it should work for you, for your well-being, for your care, for your health, and for your strength. All you have as life is a magical dance of time and energy. The time is rolling away when you sleep, if you did or did not do, if you're conscious or not, if you're contributing or not, if you're playing silly politics or not, if you're playing silly mental torture of a game of religion or not, if you're collecting money or you're fiddling with money or you're producing money or you're using money or you're mounting of money, the time is passing away for all of us. This physical body and this mental structure that you built through signatures of environment, signatures of exposure to life that you have lived, will bring you closer and closer to your own making of life. We are so in this cocktail of information and fear, education and limitations, religion and politics, money and greed. We're in this confusion of nonsense so-called, we call it a human world. That world out there, that cosmic space, that existence, the planets, the air, the water, the land out there is supporting for you to do all of this dancing of mesmerizing nonsense in your disdained and your most limited ways. You lost the possibility to grasp a small magical experience of what it's to be a life, and more so, what is to be a most evolved and most cerebrally capable creature on the planet, the most fundamentally evolved to experience an individual experience, has been missed out because of so much of screens, walls, and twisted ideas of so-called intellect, so-called me, so-called greed has come to cripple you in ways ultimately our own ideas of so-called education and intellect and so-called politics and scientific ideas and so-called our world that we wanted to make, so-called our world that we fixed on the outside, has made our beautiful planet a bonfire, impossible place for the next generation and next generation and next generations to be born here and to live and experience a human dimension of life on earth. This dance of time and energy has been invested in most twisted ideas and most vulgar and most selfish ways that so many of us humans are paying an enormous price. And above all other species have paid the biggest price. And above all, the very Mother Earth that we so call the Mother Earth, the blue planet, has paid the ultimate price. Yet your ideas and your silly puny limited information to save the planet is not what is going to be important. It is that the planet will be absolutely flying and continue its life and blossom and flourish with our so-called human species when they are no longer here. It is sad that we have come to realize this so late, so far that we have destroyed this planet. So far, we've destroyed life-making matter on the planet. So far, we've created a poisonous, polluted, destructible, and worst of all, an unlimited condition for all species. What is the solution? There are many. Be of a gentle nature with a conscious responsibility to do what is needed in front of you without coming up with your ideas and so-called policies and procedures and controls. See life without a discriminatory and a limited identity, and embrace the very fundamentals, the very foundations of life, and be gentle wherever you are, whatever you transact with. It is ultimately for our well-being in whatever you do. All this has been twisted in a way that every step that you take has become a burden to yourself, everyone else, and every other species, and to the very planet that you are supported by, the life that you are being supported by. It's time that you become responsible and be gentle and sensitive to the life and its process of phenomena. Have a wonderful weekend.